In this video, I'm making $650 profit on my first Rolex. So super quick backstory. I got fascinated with watches a couple of years ago due to the circle I was running in and the people that I was running around with, being entrepreneurs, being into like fine wines and watches and nice cars and whatever. Anyway, I was like, you know what? I really like gold. White and gold is kind of the color scheme. I like gold and I like Rolexes because they carry the most brand appeal to the mass. Sure, they're probably not the most sophisticated or refined or niche, especially to someone who's just obsessed with horology. They wouldn't be impressed by a little Datejust. But growing up, especially where I grew up in the Midwest, where there was minimal affluence, let's say, it's really cool to be able to say that I had a gold Rolex. So I'd wanted one, people in my circle had them, and so I knew it was possible. And I realized, you know what, there's gotta be a strategic way to be able to own these, to enjoy them, experience them, wear them around, and not lose money on them. So there's a really good resource, Watch Trading Academy. Sure, there are a whole bunch of different YouTube channels on the subject, on the topic, that you can learn from how to tell a real Rolex from a fake and all this different stuff. But there's a program, Watch Trading Academy, and it was pretty cheap to get into. There's mixed reviews on it. Some people love it, some people hate it. I had a really good experience with it. Anyway, it taught me what I needed to know. I had a lot of carryover principles from my work in the automotive industry that transferred into this. It's just a different asset class, watches instead of vehicles. Anyway, so I had the principles down, but I didn't know the specifics on each watch. I didn't know what like a target price was or a BCV or anything like that. I'm not going to go into that. That's for the program. Which again is linked down below. No affiliation, no sponsorship. I just got a lot of value out of it. I know that I wouldn't have gotten my first watch without it, and so I enrolled, and I didn't do anything with the membership for literally a year. I just put it on the sidelines, didn't go through the course, didn't watch anything, didn't take any action. So I watched the course, but didn't get hard into like checking out comps, doing any sort of market research on it, and actually executing on buying the watch. So one day I said, you know what, I need to get this frickin' watch off my conscience because I've wanted one for years and years and years, and I make enough money that if even I lost everything that I bought it for, it wouldn't be life-changing for me. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just spend a few hours to research the whole market and send out a couple offers. So in that time I did. I bought 3 Datejusts. This one that I'm wearing, this is the piece that I wear all the time. It's in the worst shape. The crown doesn't go in. It's like the most beater watch. This was the most expensive one. This one is the most expensive one. It came with the box. It also came with this and this. I'm gonna crack it open. So here's the watch itself. The box, the watch, it keeps time. It's very nice. Anyway, so here's the inside of the box. It came with the little pad or the pillow. There's the watch. It keeps time. It's in really good shape. This is definitely the nicest one, and it came with the band and the box and everything, versus the other two were just naked, no box, no papers, but also just the head only, no band. And I like this personally. It's a little bit more casual, low key, and more like young, youthful, light and fun than like a big heavy metal band that feels heavy and I'm gonna scratch up. So I wear the cheapest one that I bought, but I got all 3. I submitted a whole bunch of offers, probably a couple dozen, ended up winning 3, bought them all. They all came in at the same time. I took them to the local jeweler to get all 3 of them authenticated, and I bought them from reputable sources. This one was on Chrono 24. Actually, all 3 of them were on Chrono 24. This was an individual, and then this was someone who like went through a lot of watches. I don't think they were a dealer, but they were someone who did a lot of volume with watches. So they were like that borderline dealer. Anyway, I got them all authenticated. They were all fine. And so I wore it around, didn't like it. Like I said, I like the beater watch. I don't mind scuffing it. I don't mind scratching it because it's already scuffed and scratched. But it still looks good because it's a gold Rolex. It still holds time and it does everything I need it to. So I posted this one up for sale for $40-something $100. And I just got my first serious local offer. Someone's driving down right now and I actually have to jet to the bank because that's where we're meeting to transact, and I'm gonna make some money on it. One last nibble before we go. We are headed down the stairs, got the mask, got the watch, got the other watch, got the third watch. Here are all three of them. Anyway, we are unfortunately not taking the Cannondale, but rather taking the watch in the Pre. We're ironically taking the Prius right here that cost as much as this watch is gonna sell for. So if the whip isn't a flex right there, I don't know what is. I don't know what to tell you. We ballin'. I'll show you the push to start right when we get in. Check this out. We are stunting, baby. Ooh! Ripping the toy. Anyway, enough of the jokes, enough of the memes. I'm headed to the bank right now. I said that we could either meet at a jeweler for whoever buys it to get it authenticated themselves. If they trust me, then we can just meet directly at the bank. That way I know that the funds going into my account are good, whether it's cash or whether they're pulling out a check, which is what they're gonna end up doing. And then it's mutually safe, it's mutually protected. They can check out the watch, they can make sure that everything's kosher. They're not gonna run off with it because we're at a bank, and then I'm not gonna get fake money or a fake check because they're pulling it out from the bank. So it's a win-win, super safe. They're down for it, I'm down for it, so you know it's gonna be a clean, kosher, safe transaction. Eyes on the road, and I'm literally just 2 minutes away from the bank, so see you soon. I just got confirmation that the buyer is there at the Wells Fargo. That's where they bank. I'll keep them anonymous to preserve whatever privacy they want. But they bank with Wells Fargo, which is also right here. And so we're just withdrawing a check from their account. I'll go in and then I'll walk over to Chase and deposit it into mine. But when I see them pull it from their account, we'll be kosher, we'll be clear, it'll all be fine. And no transaction costs for selling on like Chrono, or no shipping costs either, no hassle. Like if they don't want it, then they won't buy it, and I'm out 10 minutes of time driving to the shopping center versus having to deal with the hassle of out of state. Maybe I sell it for a little bit more because I got a pretty good deal on it. But I'd rather leave a little bit of meat on the bone, so to speak, to assure myself that everything is fine in this transaction. And as soon as they pull the check and get the watch, they're visually going to check it out, inspect it, make sure it's up to their standard, they're content with it, then the deal is done. And I see him right now. So, yeah. This is so sweet. Oh my gosh, I didn't think I'd be as excited as I am. This is like genuine excitement. Holy crap. I make a lot more money with vehicles, and like I go through enough vehicles that it's casual, it's normal. It's not like making $650 on something's crazy, and it's not like depositing a $4,000 check for me anymore is crazy or life-changing. However, the proof of concept of this is so sweet. It's so exciting. I obviously didn't film our interaction. The guy was so cool. Super cool, and I think he was a flipper. I don't know if he has like a storefront, if he's a jeweler, or if he just does like more retail oriented, but I'm sure he bought it at $4 and he'll probably end up selling it for $45, which is fine by me. Like, get your bread too, brother. I don't care. He was awesome. He was super cool. I told him about the next watch that I was looking at, which is the sub right here. And I said, like, what is a strong buy price in your opinion? I'm not looking for a whole bunch of margin, but I don't want to lose money on it either. And he said, if you buy it at 8, you'll be in a strong position. If you buy it below 8, you'll be in a really good position. But like, they're going up in value, so you'll be fine if you buy it at 8. but also it's not like other ones will come up for 8. It's not an insane deal. So buy it if you're comfortable with it. If you want it, go for it. But if not, it's fine as well. Anyway, super knowledgeable, super cool guy. He got a check made to me. I walked on over to Chase and deposited it. So yeah, I got my first watch sale, which is amazing. And I got the proof of concept for it, which is so exciting. Like I said, it's not a life-changing sum of money for me, and it's not like the biggest transaction I've ever done, but it's cool because it's my first time working with something in this asset class. I learned a lot. So I think that's really it. I'll jump into a little breakdown right now of how I bought it, how it was marketed, and then how I sold it and how I marketed it, because I do automotive marketing, and marketing's imperative. It's what made the difference for me getting more money out of the watch than I paid for it. I didn't do any repairs. I didn't do anything other than market it well, take good pictures, in my opinion, and I pretty much used the exact same description as the seller prior to me had, the guy that I bought it from. So it didn't take much knowledge, it just took better picture taking, and I made $650. Woo, crazy. Here is the deal breakdown as promised. Here's the original listing on Chrono24. Rolex Datejust. There wasn't any more information in the title, no model number, nothing else that said full set or with box or anything else. And I think one of the big areas that the seller went wrong was posting this as their main picture. Yes, it highlights the watch. It shows that it has the band, which is really good. But if we zoom in here or look right here, you can see they have pictures where it shows that it has the box and everything else, that it's a full set minus the papers. And so yeah, there's that with the original listing. We can see it's 3,000, and we can go next to their description. I took out the listing code and the location just to preserve the seller's information, keep them private because I don't know if they want this shared. But Rolex Datejust 1600 automatic steel, blah blah blah. 86, and the description reads, it was inherited from the father of the seller, so not much is known about its history. It's a model 1600 with a gold bezel crown, two-tone jubilee bracelet, and champagne dial, all genuine Rolex according to 2 jewelers. It is in fair to good condition, and the big thing on why this was because of the slack in the band, as I'll show you later. That's why it would be a little bit rougher. I mean, in terms of the watch face and the movement and everything, it was in really good shape. It was just the band had tons of slack and tons of stretch. So overall, it is in fair to good condition, but the imperative part, which is the head, was in good shape. So moving on to here, we can see some of the numbers, some of the information, and yeah, I blurred out my personal info just so that it's not on blast on the internet. Anyway, the item price was $3,000 and then $50 for shipping. Even though it's a small watch, you want to have it tracked and insured, and so shipping cost comes in there. Then we have sales tax on that in my state, which is $213.50. So we have a grand total right here, including sales tax, of $3,263.50. But move up here, this is what I actually paid out, so $3,328.50 because of a $65 credit card fee. There were a couple of reasons that I used a credit card. Number one, to float the payment. When you use a credit card, you have 30 days to repay it, and I was thinking I might even be able to flip the watch in that time, and so it wouldn't even affect my liquid cash. Like, it wouldn't even put a dent in my bank balance, because by the time the credit card payment rolled around, I'd already had the watch sold. And so that was one of the reasons. Number two was the points, and yeah, I'm not going to get enough points value to offset this cost, but it is a factor. And so all things considered, I just ended up deciding to put it on the Amex. Anyway, there's that. Shows you the cost, $3,328.50. And now we can jump over to my listing. Bear in mind, this is all shot on an iPhone. So when people are like, oh, I can't do this, I need some sort of shop or tools or some crazy camera that's God tier for example, it's a limiting belief, it's a fallacy. Um, with watches, as I learned, with vehicles, with everything. Like, we have the technology and the tools at our disposal at our fingertips now, and we don't even realize how much power we wield. Anyway, enough of that spiel. Here are a couple of the photos that I took. So this one, it has a really nice bokeh effect. You can see the watch, the band, and then this is in the box. So that's a really slick picture. This one, I shot it outdoors, so there was a lot of really good lighting. You can see the watch. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is pretty good looking, especially compared to my others. And it showcases and shows off the watch really well. So yes, it highlights it, but it also shows the watch in its entirety. I'm not hiding any of the flaws with a far away, dimly lit picture. So then this one, when I was talking about the band stretch, here it is. I posted this picture in the ad as well because I want someone to know what they're getting into. This band is pretty well worn, but there's that. And then this was my main picture, the header picture. I took everything out of the box and laid it all out so that you could see this is exactly what it's like. Again, really well lit picture. It shows everything off. You can see the watch smack dab in the center, and then all of the auxiliary stuff on the outside. And so I think those were pretty good. That was my header picture, and then I went and posted the others that were up close, some that I didn't show you guys. And here's my ad on Facebook Marketplace. It reads Rolex Datejust 36mm two-tone, and then selling my Datejust. It is a 1600 with a gold bezel crown, two-tone Jubilee bracelet, and champagne dial, all genuine Rolex according to two jewelers. Pretty much copied and pasted from the original description here. If you read this really quick, it is a 1600 with gold bezel crown, two-tone Jubilee bracelet, and champagne dial, all genuine Rolex according to two jewelers. It is in fair to good condition. And then mine reads pretty much the exact same thing. It is in fair to good condition. Band is worn as pictured. Box included but no papers. Asking $4,800. Willing to have it authenticated at local jeweler. I live very close to Chase and Wells Fargo. We can meet there for security for both parties. And so I was saying, basically, if you want to go to a jeweler, we can. Totally fine with that. And if not, we can meet at the bank. It's a safe, secure location. The funds can be transferred in a safe way for both of us. You know you're not going to get robbed, and I know that I'm not going to get scammed, as I talked about earlier. And then my reason for selling, because it's not like I inherited this from my father, I'm flipping the thing, but I do want to get a sub, as I mentioned earlier in this video as well. So I said upgrading to a sub would consider a trade plus cash for sub 40 or 41 mil. Prefer black dial. We'll look at others as well. 48 is reasonable given that it's the full set but no papers, unfortunately. And so now this is, it's a really rough representation of things, but it does the job. So I sold it for 4K, as I showed the receipt earlier from Chase as proof. I bought it for that $33,2850 figure. I paid $25 to get all three of my watches authenticated. So that's like $8.30. And then some fuel costs, so just averaged out, let's say $15 for authentication for this. So it ended up leaving a $656.50 profit, which is awesome considering what it is. And the fact that I got to rock and enjoy a Rolex for free. I got proof of concept with this gorgeous thing, and now I have 4K to spend on the next watch. So hopefully you like this video. If you did, give it a like, drop a comment down below. Again, the resource that I learned how to do this with is Watch Trading Academy. All credit to Cal Knight, Alyssa Watcher, and PJ. I really enjoyed the program, got a lot of value from it, paid for it through this first flip, which is really cool. And yeah, I think that's it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date. I don't know how many more watch flips I'm going to be doing, but if you want to see some sweet automotive related content and how I'm able to drive a lot of vehicles for free, make money on them, leverage marketing, leverage my smartphone to create a highly profitable business, then subscribe to that for sure. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.